Hi guys, the purpose of this video is to address how it feels like to be an INTJ, especially as a woman. I know fellow INTJ wouldn't have any difficulty finding this video, so I'm just making it and I'm not going to share it anywhere, and I'm going to address the most asked questions on Quora because INTJs are naturally drawn to their question being answered. So first I'd start with, how does it feel to be an INTJ? Well, um, before this MBTI tests, I really didn't know who I was, and I would try to blend myself in situations as much as possible because I saw other people trying to blend in all the time, but I had this rebellious nature within me. But sometimes it wasn't possible to just be that way, and I didn't feel always confident enough to be bold as a young girl, as a teenager. So I was most of the time confused with my identity. Um, I tried to look for people who were similar to me, but I couldn't find any. That was a little sad for me, so naturally I went into Google and searched for personality tests to really have more insight of who I was and actually also be able to understand how people were, because I also saw that other types were very tuned with how people were and how they worked, and they had less painful time than me. But I also realized that academically it was easier for me than in real life, uh, you know, uh, interacting with people. So that kind of drew me to the test. I think it is very natural for INTJ to be drawn to this kind of tests to really know where they stand. And after I took the test, it felt like part of the mysteries of my life was solved, and I could really see that people like me existed, and that kind of liberated me. Um, so yeah, it feels very alienating if you are an INTJ, but eventually I think if you realize that there is a community such as you, then you will be more relieved and not regret being yourself. So the next question is, being an INTJ as a woman. Uh, it's hard, especially the male gender. Um, they expect girls to be a certain way, but with you it is not the case. So they get more curious. They want to know you more, whereas you are just trying to avoid attention, and that can lead to you being seen as an arrogant and a heartless person, but that is just you and you cannot help it. But as you grow older, you try to you get more familiar with the patterns, and then you can get away with such problems. But I suggest that you keep a little bit of feminine mask on you. Put a little bit of mask that would really make your life easier. Not that I'm telling you to be fake, but if you wish to make your life easier, you could have a feminine mask on and just move on, just to avoid attention. So the next question is, INTJ relationship. I think because that we are not so in tune with our feelings, two INTJs would eventually have lack of understanding of feelings, so that would just amplify that uh, blind spot, and it would cause more trouble. I think intellectually or discussions like that would be easier, but in the end, relationship is, I think, more about love than about logic. So I suggest that INTJs should get some get into relationship with another feeling type, but all feeling types wouldn't accommodate you. So I suggest INFJ would be a uh, good pair, good type to pair with. And I think ENFPs are somewhat little balancing of INTJ qualities, but I think they're better as friend. But as a partner, I've read online and I have experienced it myself that an INFJ would be a better match because INFJs, they use similar dominant functions with us. They share like the introverted intuition, so they could be more accommodating than other types. INTJ struggles. INTJs do not struggle career wise as much as they struggle in their social sphere. I think it is very difficult for INTJs to